In this video, I'm going to talk about the differences between buying a house or a condo. I'm going to dive into which one might be better for you and explain the differences between the two. So let's start right away with a house. A house, you're going to be buying the lot the property is actually located on, and you're going to be buying the movable, so the property itself where you're going to be living or residing. You're only going to have to deal with your neighbors if you have a common fence or anything that is shared of that nature, but overall, you're going to have the freedom to do what you want with the property so long as you respect the municipal bylaws. Now, if we dive into a condominium or a condo, you're going to have a percentage ownership of the entire building, and everything you want to do is going to have to go through the board. It's important to note that all major decisions are going to be put to a vote by everybody, but some smaller decisions might be brought forth only by the directors or the actual board themselves. Okay? So, in a condominium, you're not just buying the unit, but you're also buying the relationship with everybody else that's in the building. Let's talk about the advantages of one versus the other. So, condominium, typically you're going to be focused on the lifestyle, the fact that you don't have to worry about maintenance, the fact that there's generally less expenses that come along with it. On a house, you have a lot more privacy. You have your land, you don't have to worry about asking anybody for permission for most things. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want, and gives you that aspect of life. Let's talk about pricing. Condos are typically cheaper on a price per square foot basis compared to a home in the same neighborhood because you're only paying for the actual living area. You don't have to pay for the land or the lot that's coming along with it. Now, with the home, it's also typically going to be a little bit more quiet. You're going to have more insulation, you're going to have a little bit more separation, and because of that, you'll have a little bit more peace and tranquility around you. Now, let's talk about transit. When you're in a condo, you're typically closer to the center of town and to a transit center. What I mean by that is that you're usually closer to buses, metro stations, or train stations. Whenever we're talking about houses, overall, there's going to be more house supply in the suburbs, and that typically comes with less transit centers. So less options for buses, probably no metros close to you, and things of that nature. My name is Aguinaga. I'm a real estate broker. If you've gotten any value from this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. That's what keeps me motivated to keep releasing these every single week for you. Now, let's look at the cons between the two. So, with a condo, a lot of the time we think that there's no maintenance and there's no major repairs and we don't have to worry about anything. However, if the building hasn't been properly managed, it's very likely you're going to be hit with a special assessment. You're going to get one very large bill that was unexpected. It's a lot more difficult to plan when you think that somebody else is taking care of these things and they didn't do a good job. When you're talking about a house, you have a similar problem. Let's say the roof needs to be replaced. Well, you're responsible for 100% of the roof, whereas on the condo, you were only responsible for possibly a couple of percentage points of that roof that would need to be replaced. Now, if you're looking at a condo and you have pets, you want to make sure that the condo board actually allows pets. How many pets? 1, 2, what type of pets? Do you want a dog, a cat, a snake, a turtle? Whatever you want has to be approved by the board. On a house, you're typically allowed to have a lot more variety in terms of pets, and you don't need anybody else's approval, again, so long as you respect the municipal bylaws. Whenever you want to do renovations inside of a condo, you're going to need the approval of the board, and you're going to make sure that you provide the person's insurance as well as the fact that they are a registered contractor in order to do the work. So you have less flexibility in terms of who can do what in order to make sure that you don't cause any damage to the entire building as a whole because you're in a co-ownership. On the house side of things, it's a lot easier to hire your cousin or yourself to take on a few more DIY projects because there's nobody that's supervising as much. Now again, I'm not recommending that you go out of the scope of things that you're comfortable doing or don't do anything without a licensed professional, but you have a little bit more flexibility. If you want to try something funky on your wall, you can do that without the risk of the condo board coming down on you. Let's talk about now the condo fees. Now, condo fees are something that most people think about, but kind of put them to the side. Condo fees is the monthly amount that you're paying towards the insurance, the maintenance, and the overall upkeep of the building. The amount can sometimes be very reasonable, but over the course of the years, it usually tends to go up on you. It's very rare that I've seen a condo fee come back down. So it's important to note that what you're seeing today is a starting point, but it will usually go up. It's also super important to note the fact that the condo fee is something that's going to be taken into account by the bank. So let's say that you qualified for a home of $500,000, you're probably only going to qualify for a condo of maybe $480,000, $475,000 because the bank is going to consider the monthly condo fee as an expense that it's going to go against your borrowing capacity. So you have to take that into account whenever you're considering one versus the other as well. On the house front, most people forget about the maintenance costs associated there too. So even though it's something that we know we're going to have to do, snow removal, cutting the grass, general landscaping, resealing around the windows, etc., it's something that most people don't budget for. So the condo fees are really good for having a preset amount that you're going to have to pay every single month, whereas these expenses typically might surprise you on the house if you're not prepared for them and have not budgeted properly for them. Okay? Now, which one is better? House versus condo. I love this debate. In reality, it really depends on your personal situation. Are we looking more for the lifestyle? We want to have that condo feel, not really have to worry about anything? Or do we want more privacy, more space, a little bit more freedom? Ultimately, what is best for you is going to be the true answer. I really enjoyed living in a condo for over 5 years, and now I'm really loving living in a house. There is no right answer. It really depends on what you're looking for. Let's hop on a call, schedule a meeting with me just below, and that way we can discuss what your needs are and get you into the best option for you. If you like this video, again, please hit that like and subscribe button. It keeps me motivated to keep producing this content for you.